Hi students, this is Bhagyalakshmi, PGT in Economics, KGBV Junior College, Parigi. How are you students? I am fine. I hope you are also fine. So, we discuss the second chapter, Population and Human Resource Development. In this chapter, we discuss or analyze number of topics already. So, today in this class, we discuss role of education in economic development. Role of education in economic development. So today we discuss the topic, the role of education in economic development. So first we discuss what is the meaning of education. What is the meaning of education? So education refers to making each and every citizen as a literate. Making each and every citizen as a literate. So literate means reading. Who have reading and writing is called literates. So education is a most important source of human development. Education is a most important to develop or improvement the human resource development. So education is a instrument of economic development. Education is one of the tool to development in economy. Okay. So education is improve the knowledge and skills, employment opportunities and income earnings, etc. So education is very important to economic development in a country. So how to education help the economic development? In this class we discuss. First one is education and economic development. Education and economic development. So, education is one of the most important source in economic development. Okay, education is one of the most important source of economic development. So, the investment in education, say in any country, to investment the education, economic development is very improvement. So, investment in education, the education promotes to economic development. So, according to Todaro and Smith, education help to increase knowledge and skills, and so that more productive labor force in a country. So, according to Todaro and Smith, education helps to increase knowledge and skills. Knowledge. So, what knowledge to improve education? Knowledge means social knowledge, political knowledge, technical knowledge. These all improve due to only education. And skills. Skills mean the pupil how to solve the problems, how to manage situations, how to improve productivity or products, etc. These all skills improve due to education, and so that more productive labor force in a country. The education to improve or promote productive labor force in a country. Okay, education is a more important or main source in economic development. So according to Todaro and Smith, education helps to increase knowledge and skills, and so that more productive labor force in a country. Okay. Education helps to increase knowledge and skills. Knowledge means social knowledge, economic knowledge and technical knowledge. These are each and every knowledge improve due to education, and skills and productive labor force to increase due to economic education. Education can create leaders also. Education leaders to be create, and education provides skills and encourage modern attitudes. Education encourages to the people to modern attitudes. So how to we manage present situations? Todaro and Smith education. According to Todaro and Smith, education helps to increase knowledge and skills, and so that more productive labor force in a country. So education is more important to the economic development. So next we will discuss second one is education and reduction to the income inequalities. Education and reduction in income inequalities. Second one is education and reduction in income inequalities. Income inequalities. So, the third world countries, who have the third world countries or developing countries to hope programs of universal education in the country. The third world countries are developing countries to hope that to provide or promote the universal education in a country, because that education who have been educated in a country, that people or that population to think about modern attitudes, to positively, to use well technology. That's why the rural people in our country, in our developed country or third world countries, most of the population lived in rural areas. In rural areas, very poor people lived, and she depend upon only agriculture sector, most of the population, and their people have a ignorance and superstition is more. That's why he follow the only traditional methods in any sectors. Traditional methods only we have follow in agriculture sector also, and service sector and industrial sector also. We have only traditional methods as we follow. So they will improve the human capabilities of the poor people and enable them to increase their family earnings. So that's why the third world countries or developing countries was hoped that to promote the universal education programs, that they will be improve the human capabilities of the poor people and enable them to increase their family earnings. This is educational reduction in income inequalities. So some areas or some states to the poor people is the people, two sectors is that poor peoples and rich peoples. So rich peoples every day by day to increase very rich. The poor peoples are any year, any situation they have only poor. So education and reduction in income inequalities. సో దేశంలో చూసినట్లయితే ఎక్కువ మంది గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాలలో నివసిస్తుంటారు. వాళ్ళకు అజ్ఞానము అలాగే మూఢనమ్మకాలు అనేవి ఎక్కువగా ఉంటాయి. వాళ్ళు కేవలము సాంప్రదాయ పద్ధతులను మాత్రమే ఉపయోగిస్తారు కాబట్టి వాళ్ళు ఇన్కమ్ ఎర్నింగ్స్ అనేది చాలా తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఇన్కమ్ ఎర్నింగ్స్ అనేది తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. సో థర్డ్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ రూరల్ డెవలప్మెంట్. థర్డ్ వన్ ఈజ్ education and rural development. Education and rural development. Education and rural development. So education provides knowledge to the rural people and they can overcome ignorance and super situations. So the most of the population lived in rural areas. So education provides knowledge to the rural people. Education to promote or help the increase rural people's knowledge. So knowledge means already we know political knowledge, social knowledge. Social knowledge means how to live in society, how to improve relations between persons to persons and area to area, and political knowledge, technical knowledge. So how to which methods we follow the agriculture sector, how to we improve or more productivity we get. So these are the technical knowledge. So the rural people provide knowledge due to the education and overcome ignorance and superstition. If the farmer or get technical knowledge or the farmer get education, that farmer is thinking about very modern attitude. So that's why automatically the agriculture sector productivity is increased. Why? Because she follow the technical new methods and new fertilizers, new seeds, good seeds. That's why in agriculture sector automatically improve her products. So that's why automatically the people's income is increased. Income increase when the population income increase. That's why automatically poverty is reduced. So when the farmer are educated, they will adopt new agriculture techniques. When the farmer get education, they adopt new agriculture techniques. Education provides skills to the people to set up cottage industries. Provides the people to set up cottage industries and this reduce disguised unemployment in agriculture sector. Okay, rural development. Education, how to help in rural development. So education provides knowledge to the rural people. Education promotes or provide to the knowledge to the rural people. They can overcome ignorance and superstitions. If the farmer or encourage or get education to follow the new techniques, techniques and new method of agriculture sector. Next one is, fourth one is family planning. Family planning. education service as the best method of family planning in the long run. Education service is the best method of family planning in the long run, and it is also provide if more women are educated. So education is a very important to the family planning in rural areas. So when the woman educated, she think about very well how to improve her child, how to educate her child. So the women are educated and seek employment, and fertility rates will decline. Fertility rate will decline as upbringing of children becomes difficult for women employees. So we see in the rural people, already we discussed, most of the population lived in villages or rural areas. In that areas, most of the population is uneducated, and he follows only traditional methods. He don't know any technology or new methods in agriculture sector or cottage industries or industrial sector. That's why each and every person how to think about children is nothing but gift of God. Every child is considered as a gift of God. That's why automatically population is increased. Why? Because in rural areas population is all uneducated. గ్రామీణ ప్రాంతాలలో ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రజలు నిరక్షరాస్యులు, వాళ్ళకు అవేర్నెస్ అనేది తక్కువ, అవేర్నెస్ ఉండదు, ప్లస్ అన్ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్. ఆ న్యూ టెక్నాలజీ ఆ న్యూ మెథడ్స్ గురించి ఎలాంటి అవగాహన ఉండదు. అందుకోసం వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే ఎక్కువ మంది మెంబర్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ ఎక్కువ మంది ఉన్నప్పుడు మనకు ఇన్కమ్ ఎర్నింగ్స్ అనేది ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. ఇన్కమ్ ఎర్నింగ్స్ అనే సంపాదన అనేది ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. సో ఎంతమంది ఫ్యామిలీ మెంబర్స్ ఉంటే అంత ఇన్కమ్ ఎక్కువగా వస్తుంది. అంతేకాకుండా ప్రజలు ఎలా ఆలోచిస్తారు అంటే ఎవరీ చైల్డ్ ఈజ్ గిఫ్ట్ ఆఫ్ గాడ్. ప్రతి ఒక్క బిడ్డ కూడా దేవుడిచ్చిన వరము అని ఆలోచిస్తూ ఉంటారు. సో ఫ్యామిలీ ప్లానింగ్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సర్వీస్ యాజ్ ద బెస్ట్ మెథడ్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ ప్లానింగ్. సో ఎవరైతే ఉమెన్స్ ఉంటారో వాళ్ళు చదువుకోవడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే వాళ్ళకు అవగాహన అనేది వస్తుంది. సో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ సర్వీస్ యాజ్ ద బెస్ట్ మెథడ్ ఆఫ్ ఫ్యామిలీ ప్లానింగ్ ఇన్ ద లాంగ్ రన్. దీర్ఘకాలంలో ఫ్యామిలీ ప్లానింగ్ ని ఇంప్రూవ్ చేయడానికి ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఈజ్ వన్ ఆఫ్ ద బెస్ట్ మెథడ్. సో ఇట్ మోర్ ఉమెన్ ఆర్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్, more women in educated and seek employment, and fertility rate will decline. So when the most of the women are educated, automatically employment opportunities and fertility rates will decline. And seek employment, fertility rates will decline as upbringing of children because difficult for women employees. Next one, on the job training. On the job training. So already we discussed education is create knowledge and skills. So increase the skill and efficiency of the workers. So when the education is increased or the education is help to increase efficiency of the workers, skills and efficiency of the workers. That's why automatically income in productivity and production is increased. So automatically increase to the income and employment opportunities, and productivity and production also increase. So when the industries are government are provide training to the స్కిల్ లేబర్స్. సో గవర్నమెంట్ ఏం చేయాలంటే ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి ఏంది స్కిల్స్ ఉన్నటువంటి లేబర్స్కి ట్రైనింగ్ శిక్షణ అనేది ఇవ్వాలి. అలా ఇవ్వడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద పాపులేషన్ మంచి ఎఫిషియన్సీ మంచి స్కిల్ ఉన్నటువంటి లేబర్స్గా ప్రిపేర్ అవుతారు. సో దట్స్ వై ఆటోమేటికలీ ఇంప్రూవ్ ప్రొడక్షన్. So when the production is increased, automatically the population income is increased. So when income is increased, automatically number of problems is solved. For example, poverty. So when the population income is increased, automatically poverty is decreased and the employment opportunities will increase. Poverty is reduced and income, employment opportunities is ఇంక్రీజ్. సో ఎప్పుడైతే స్కిల్స్కి ట్రైనింగ్ అండ్ జాబ్ ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తారో ఆటోమేటికలీ వాళ్ళు మంచి స్కిల్స్ని ఇంప్రూవ్ చేసుకుంటారు. ఆటోమేటిక్గా వాళ్ళ ఇన్కమ్ అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వడం వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే వాళ్ళ యొక్క ఇన్కమ్ కూడా పెరుగుతుంది. పవర్టీ అనేది రిడ్యూస్ అవుతుంది. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద మెయిన్ రోల్ ఆఫ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్ ఎకనామిక్ డెవలప్మెంట్. ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ ఎకనామిక్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అండ్ ఎకనామిక్ development and the reduction in income inequalities and rural development, education and rural development, family planning and the job training. These are a main role of education in economic development. We discuss present our India education how to in our India education system. We see the literacy rate improved from 18%. Education in India. So the literacy rate improved from 18% in 1951 in our India. So literacy rate means educated people's rate is 18%, only 18%. This percent is very low. Since 1951. So to improve to 1951 to 2011, how much increased? So 18% to 74% of the literacy rate increase still 2011. The literacy rate improved from 18% to 74% since 1951 to 2011. So that's why similarly male literacy rate improved from 27% to 82% male literacy, and female literacy from 9%. Female literacy in 1951. In 1951 only 9%. 9% very low. So before independence or after independence also the female educated peoples very less. So you see only 9% of the population, women population in 1951. So from increase to 2011, 9% since 1951 only 9% of the women population is educated, to improve to 66% of the population according to 2011 census. Okay, in our India literacy rate improved 1951 since 1951. So that period in our country only 18% of the population only educated. Only 18% of the population educated, remaining all uneducated. So to improve, start from the year 1951 to 2011, 18% to 74%. So similarly, the male population literacy ratio, literacy percent 27% to 82%. And the 1951 women's population ratio is only 9% to increase start from 1951 to 2011 9% to 66%. సో మన భారతదేశంలో 1951 నుంచి చూసినట్టయితే ద ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వడం ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పర్సంటేజ్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవ్వడం 1915లో స్టార్ట్ అయింది. 1915లో టోటల్ పాపులేషన్ ఎంత ఉంది అంటే ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్స్ ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారంటే ఓన్లీ 18%. సో 18% టు 2011 వచ్చేసరికి 74% పాపులేషన్ టు ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఇండియా. సో ఫీమేల్ అంటే పురుషులను చూసినట్టయితే 1951లో ఓన్లీ 27% పాపులేషన్ మాత్రమే ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్స్, రిమైనింగ్ ఆల్ అన్ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్. సో 2011 వచ్చేసరికి 82% ఆఫ్ పాపులేషన్ టు ఇంక్రీజ్ ఆర్ లర్న్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్, వెల్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్. అండ్ ఫీమేల్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్స్ 1951 ఓన్లీ 9%. 1951లో కేవలం 9% మాత్రమే ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ ఉమెన్స్ ఉన్నారు. సో ఇంక్రీజ్ 2011 వచ్చేసరికి 66% ఆఫ్ పాపులేషన్ ఎడ్యుకేటెడ్ ఉన్నారు. సో the Indian government was provide free and compulsory education. The government provide free and compulsory education to all children up to the age of 6 to 14 years in 1960. The government provide free and compulsory education to all children up to the age of 6 to 14 years. The government provide free and compulsory education to the all children up to age of 6 to 14 years in 1960. 1960లో ఇండియన్ గవర్నమెంట్ ప్రొవైడ్ ఫ్రీ అండ్ కంపల్సరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, సో ఎవరి కోసము? అప్ టు 6 to 14 ఇయర్స్ చిల్డ్రన్స్ కోసము ఫ్రీ అండ్ కంపల్సరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ని 1960లో ప్రొవైడ్ చేసింది. ఇన్ 1964 ఆన్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ కమిషన్ under the chairmanship of Kothari D.S. Kothari was constituted on the basic of its report. The government announced the national education policy. In 1964 on education commission on the chairmanship of Sri D.S. Kothari, under chairmanship of D.S. Kothari was constituted on the basis of its report. The government was announced to new education policy. సో గౌరవనీయులు డాక్టర్ డిఎస్ కొఠారి అధ్యక్షతన ఒక కమిషన్ ఏర్పాటు చేసి ఆ కమిషన్ ఇచ్చినటువంటి రిపోర్ట్ ఆధారంగా మన ఇండియన్ గవర్నమెంట్ న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీని అనౌన్స్ చేసింది. వెన్ 1964లో న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీని అనౌన్స్ చేసింది డిఎస్ కొఠారి, అండర్ ద చైర్మన్షిప్ ఆఫ్ డిఎస్ కొఠారి రిపోర్ట్. Again, the national policy on education was announced 1986. మళ్ళీ 1986లో ఇంకొక న్యూ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ పాలసీని కూడా అనౌన్స్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో నెక్స్ట్, ద రైట్ ఆఫ్ ద చిల్డ్రన్ టు ఫ్రీ అండ్ కంపల్సరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ యాక్ట్ 2009 announced, passed by Parliament. Okay, the right of the children to free and compulsory education act. The right of the children to free and compulsory education act 2009 passed by Parliament in 2009. 2010 లో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ రైట్ టు ఎడ్యుకేషన్ యాక్ట్ ని మన పార్లమెంట్ పాస్ చేయడం జరిగింది. విత్ ద ఎయిమ్ provide useful and relevant elementary education for all children. So education యొక్క మెయిన్ ఎయిమ్ ఏమంటే టు ప్రొవైడ్ ఫ్రీ అండ్ కంపల్సరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ టు ఆల్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఇన్ ద ఏజ్ గ్రూప్ ఆఫ్ 6 to 14 years. సో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ యాక్ట్ యొక్క మెయిన్ ఎయిమ్ ఏమంటే దేశంలో ఉన్నటువంటి కంట్రీస్లో ఉన్నటువంటి ఆల్ చిల్డ్రన్స్ ఎవరైతే ఎడ్యుకేషన్కి దూరంగా ఉంటారో అలాంటి వాళ్ళందరినీ కూడా ఐడెంటిఫై చేసి కంపల్సరీగా వాళ్ళు ఫ్రీ అండ్ కంపల్సరీ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ వాళ్ళకు ప్రొవైడ్ చేయాలి. ఎవరు కూడా స్కూల్స్ కి అవుట్ సైడ్ ఉండకూడదు అనే ఉద్దేశంతో ఈ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ యాక్ట్ 2009 ని పార్లమెంట్ పాస్ చేయడం జరిగింది 2010 లో. అండ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ బై ద స్కీమ్ ఆఫ్ సర్వశిక్ష అభియాన్. ద స్కీమ్ ఆఫ్ సర్వశిక్ష అభియాన్ Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan also launched or opened in 2001 and 2. Abhiyan launched 2001 to 2002 years. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan project is launched in 2001 and 2 years. So enhance the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan main aim. What is main aim? The free and compulsory education give to all children, the age group of 6 to 14 years, and improve the quality of universities and higher education also. The Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan main aim to give all types of children free and compulsory education and improve its quality in universities and higher educations is also more important in view of human resource development. So Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan introduced by 2001-2 with the aim of to provide universal elementary education. Okay, universal elementary education for all children in the age group of 6 to 14 years by 2010. This is the role of education in economic development. Okay. Are you understand? The role of education to help knowledge, skills and ignorance and super situations and more opportunity, employment opportunities and decrease poverty, etc. Okay, this is the role of education in economic development. Okay, thank you.